Hey, what are you doing?
Uncle Ray Ray's got a game.
Hey, get your finger out of there!
Tickle, 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 tickle. Hey, you wanna play with Uncle Ray?
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between to the Movie Script channel. I'm your host, Charlie, and today I'm going to be talking about Scary Movie 2. Wait, don't leave just yet. I'm not going to be doing my last type of review where I talk about the good, the bad, and what I'd fix in the movie. I'm actually going to be doing something much different for this video. So, there's a couple of things. As you can see, I'm sitting down, I've got some Funyuns, I've got some Dr. P, and I'm ready to rock. The reason why is because I've decided to do this video Shorty style. Shorty, I salute you. Now, what I wanted to do for this video is I actually wanted to just talk about all the pop culture references that I got when I watched the movie last week. Now, let me explain a little bit. I saw Scary Movie 2 in the movie theaters back in 2001, and I haven't watched the movie since. And last week I saw it on HBO Max and I decided to give it a try again because I haven't seen it in so long, and I had such a great time with the movie. I mean, I laughed out loud so many times. It was just nice to go to those throwback days where it was just slapstick comedy and, you know, politically incorrect and just funny stuff. So, what I did during the movie is I have my handy dandy notebook here, and I decided to write down all the pop culture references that I found and if I can remember what they were. I was pretty successful, I must say, but that's because I'm a loser. I'm a guy wearing a Jason mask and talking about Scary Movie 2, so there you go. So I'm going to be talking about the pop culture references within this movie that I was able to remember, and I'm just going to talk about some standout moments from the film and some quotes that just really made me laugh. So, without further ado, let's get on to the pop culture references.
She's been really sick. Bad girl!
So the first movie reference is obviously The Exorcist. You've got some great performances by James Woods and Natasha Lyonne and Andy Richter. Really funny scenes in this one. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before I move on is that the scene where they're singing at the piano and the older white gentleman with the bald head says that line.
Now this is the real shit.
Absolutely hilarious. I totally forgot about that. I can't imagine how many takes it took to get that as perfect as it was. So the next thing on my list was the Amityville Horror, and that's in reference to The Flies when James Woods is in the bathroom. Now, to be fair, I did remember that it was the Amityville Horror, but I couldn't remember if it was part 1 or part 2. So I ended up just putting either part 1 or part 2. I'm not going to give myself the credit for that because I should have gotten that it was part 1. Moving on. Okay, so we're at the college scene where we're Cindy and Shorty, and this is in reference to Save the Last Dance with Julia Stiles and Shawn Patrick Thomas, I think his name is. I've never seen the movie. I do remember it out in theaters. I remember it was really popular, but I never seen the movie. So I actually could not remember the name of the movie. I couldn't remember the actors' names. I just remember that there was a white girl and a black guy, and they got together, and he teaches her how to be urban and all that nonsense. So that's all I got there. So the next one on the list is Dude, Where's My Car? I haven't seen that movie in over 20 years, so I honestly don't remember much, but this was pretty memorable for Dude, Where's My Car? They showed it in commercials, so this one was pretty easy. Next one. Okay, so So you've got the book here, and that's from Harry Potter, and that's pretty easy. They just put that in because at the time, the first Harry Potter movie came out, and it was a huge success. And, well, it's still a really good movie. Next! Okay, so this is interesting. This is basically the plot of the entire movie. So if you remember that Scary Movie 1 was based off of the movie Scream, well, Scary Movie 2 is based off of the plot of The Haunting. And that's the movie with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Now, I did remember it was The Haunting. I did remember that Liam Neeson... I hate that guy's name. I can't get it right. Liam Neeson. Neeson. Whatever. Him. But I couldn't remember any of the female actresses in that movie. I know there's Catherine Zeta-Jones and that girl with the really thin lips. Anyway, so basically the entire plot of Scary Movie 2 is based off of The Haunting, where they go to a haunted mansion and they set up cameras and they try to capture a ghost. Whatever. Okay, next one. Okay, so in the Haunted Mansion, you've got the dresses here, and this is a reference to Bill Clinton. I think everybody probably gets that because that's still talked about even today. Remember the days when that was the biggest scandal in politics? Oh, the good old days. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we've got this basketball scene here. And this one is in reference to a Nike commercial. Now, I did remember it was a Nike commercial. I wasn't 100% sure, but I put it on the line and I wrote down Nike. And sure enough, it was from the Nike commercial. Next. Okay, so the next one is the cat fight. Now, here's the thing. I originally thought that it was based off of $1 Million Baby. You know that movie with Clint Eastwood where he trains the female boxer? But $1 Million Baby actually came out in 2004, and this movie came out in 2001, so I guess it's just a reference to Rocky. I'm assuming there was another Rocky movie that just came out. You know, there's been like 6 or 7 of them, and that's probably what it's in reference to. I'm assuming maybe it's the Rocky 5 movie. Yeah, maybe it's Rocky 5. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Anyway, I was wrong on that. I thought it was $1 Million Baby, and it's just a reference to Rocky. Next, we have the Poltergeist Clown. Oh, man. I've got a little bit to say about the Poltergeist Clown. Let me just start off by saying that I watched Poltergeist, I think at the age of either 9 or 10 years old, and that clown haunted me. It haunted my dreams for months, possibly even years. That I don't understand why any child would keep a clown like that in their room, much less in their house. But yes, I've had some severe nightmares thanks to that clown. Luckily, Ray to the rescue. Ray gets in there and he teaches that clown. He teaches them a little lesson. And I laughed my ass off at this scene. I forgot about it completely. And it just caught me by surprise, and I was just belly laughing. Woke up the wife and kids. Moving on. Okay, so we've got the red dress here and the changing of the faces, and that's from the movie What Lies Beneath. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I couldn't remember the name of the title. The only thing I could remember was that Harrison Ford is in this movie, but couldn't remember the title, but the title is What Lies Beneath. Next. Okay, so next we have the weed plant. Now, I'm assuming that it's based off of Poltergeist, and the reason why is because this is a ghost story, and they've already copied a few things from Poltergeist, like the clown. So my assumption that this is based off of Poltergeist, but I do want to say that when I watched it, I got a little bit of Little Shop of Horror vibes. And I also got hungry, and now that I'm thinking about it, I have Funyuns over here. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, man. I definitely overdid it on the Funyuns. Oh, God, I'm going to be paying for that later. Possibly tomorrow morning. wheelchair race. So the next one is a race between David Cross's character and the Ghost, and I'm assuming that this is a reference to Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious just came out around the same time, and it was super popular. Next one is a reference to Dirty Harry. That one's pretty easy. I mean, there's so many comedies that make fun of this, action movies, all of it. So this one was easy. Next one is... Oh, yeah. So the next one is the doves. The doves that you see across, that's a reference to John Woo. John Woo made a bunch of movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, and white doves flying by when the main character is around, that was his signature style. What do we got next? We got, oh, okay. So the next scene is with Shorty where he's getting his head opened up, and this is a reference to the movie Hannibal. I got this one as well because I actually own this movie on DVD, and it's a fantastic scene. Inside of Shorty's brain, that guy is called Beetlejuice, and he's a character that goes on the Howard Stern show. I have no idea what he does because I never really listened to the Howard Stern show, but I do remember Beetlejuice was really popular at the time. Beetlejuice the guy, not Beetlejuice the movie, which is also Beetlejuice the guy. Whatever. You get the idea. Okay, so the next scene is a reference to Charlie's Angels, and this one annoyed me. I think I liked the Charlie's Angels movie a little bit when it first came out, but then it was just everywhere, and they would play the movie so many times on basic cable that I just got sick of it. And obviously there's some major problems with it, but, you know, let me be honest, it was a fun little movie at the time. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I have no idea how it's aged, but I don't know. I hate the Charlie's Angels reference. Like, all these moves and stuff, it just looks so stupid. Like, it's supposed to be stupid, but it's just not really funny to me. After that is a reference to the movie Twister, which seems out of place. I'm pretty sure that Twister came out in the late 90s, so I don't understand why they're still referencing it. But Twister it is. Let me talk about a few of the actors real quick. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed Regina Hall's character in this movie. I think I didn't like her as much in the last movie. It wasn't that she was bad, it wasn't that she wasn't funny. I just think she had a much better role in this movie. Or maybe the lines that she got were just much funnier, but I really enjoyed it. And what are we at? Are we past the 7-minute mark? Yeah, my wife is done watching by now. So I'll just say this. Regina also looks kind of cute in this movie, like much cuter than the first movie. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, she was really funny in the first movie, so maybe I'm just pointing that she's a more standout character in this movie. Anna Faris does a great job as well. They make fun of her in this movie a couple of times where they're attacking her character, but really, they're attacking the actor herself. And it's so brutal. And then I think about the fact that she used to be with Chris Pratt and then he left her and now he's like flaunting his new wife and kids. And I felt kind of bad for her. Like, I genuinely felt bad when they were attacking her. I know it's supposed to be funny, and at the time I'm sure it was really funny, but now I just feel kind of bad. Ray was really funny in this movie, and there's a deleted scene. There's a bunch of deleted scenes for this movie, but there's specifically a deleted scene where Anna Faris's character sees Ray, and he's like, "I'm back." And she's like, "How is that possible? You died in the first movie." And he's like, "It's the sequel." And I just thought that was really funny, and I don't understand why they didn't leave that in the movie. I'm assuming that they didn't put that in the movie because then they'd have to explain why Regina Hall's character is there. Brenda. Why am I saying Regina Hall's character when I know the character's name? It's Brenda. Oh, special mentions. I wanted to mention a few things. The first thing that I wanted to mention was the beef between the butler, which is played by Chris Elliott, and the wheelchair guy, which is played by David Cross. And it is hilarious how hard they get on each other. They attack each other a couple of times, and then there's this scene where David Cross is hanging from a beam, and the butler ends up extending his messed up hand, and David Cross refuses to grab it, and it's just hilarious. The butler himself, played by Chris Elliott, is just phenomenal. I mean, he is just nasty. He's disgusting looking. The things that he does in the dinner scene, which I'll get to in a second, is just so gross. By the way, Chris Elliott used to have a show late at night, and what was it called? It was called, Get a Life. It was called Get a Life. And that show is insane. If you have a chance, try to look up episodes of the show Get a Life with Chris Elliott. Some of them are out of this world. The dinner scene. So the dinner scene is obviously one of the best scenes in the movie. It's so gross and so funny. And I sit there and, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why don't they just grab the food before he touches it? But it doesn't matter because he made it anyway. And when he's talking about how he made the turkey, I was just like, It was so nasty, but so funny. Another special mention is that the ghost is played by Richard Mull. Richard Mull! Bull from Night Court? I didn't even recognize him. Like, he just didn't look like Richard Mull. I guess I always picture him as bald and shaved. And, this ghost had hair and a goatee, I think it was. But, yeah, it's Richard Mull. And I wonder, I didn't look this up before I did this video because, of course, I did this shorty style. But I'm wondering if he did the voice because a couple of lines that come from the ghost are so funny. But they sound urban, like they sound like they come from a black guy. So it's really weird. I'm gonna have to look that up and I'll put it in post and I'll let you know if it was Richard Mull's voice. But if it was, that delivery of the line, "It was just a booty call," is just perfection. Just absolute perfection.
It was just a booty call.
There's a ghost R-word scene. I don't want to say the word because then YouTube will hide my channel, but I will say that it was an unsanctioned advance. And then, of course, it turns around and Tori Spelling, becomes obsessive. By the way, how crazy is it that Tori Spelling was in this movie? And she really gave it her all in this role. She dove right in. It's funny because when this movie came out, I was like, Tori Spelling, why is she in this movie? And now that I'm older, I gotta give her props. I gotta give her props for going into this movie and doing all those scenes. I mean, some of these scenes are ridiculous. I can't imagine somebody like any of these bigger actresses today doing something like that. So there's a couple of quotes that really cracked me up. Of course, there's the quotes from the ghost. There's "It was just a booty call," the crabs one. I'll leave a couple of them out there because I don't want to mess them all up.
You gotta be quicker than that, pencil dick.
Some of the other notable quotes that I wanted to mention were the ones done by Brenda. When Brenda is running away from the skeleton and Anna Faris sees her and she's just begging for the ghost or for the monster to just kill her so that she can escape. It is just hilarious.
Why this loud bitch gotta bring that shit over here? Okay, well maybe she won't see me.
Somebody help me! Brenda!
Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention is that in this movie, they had the song "Smack My Bitch Up." During the late 90s, early 2000s, that song was everywhere. And when I heard the song in the movie, a trigger went off and I was like, oh no. Because that song was on the radio every 10 minutes. It was "Don't Smack My Bitch Up." And what was the other song that they made? Was it Firestarter? Oh my God. Firestarter was everywhere on the radio at the time. You couldn't get away from it. I think that's it. Did I write any more? Did I have any more to discuss? Oh my God, I don't.
Baby, give me my Vaseline.
I'm gonna have to handle this
Give me my
uptown
Vaseline,
style.
a banana, and some duct tape.
Well, I hope you had a great time watching this video. I know I had a great time doing it. And the thing that really sucks is now I gotta take all this stuff down and put it away, and I don't feel like doing that at the moment. But I appreciate you sticking through this entire video. If you can, hit that like and subscribe. I don't normally do it, but you should, because, you know, you should feel pity on a man in his mid-40s who dragged in his chair over here and is wearing this mechanic's outfit and this latex mask, and like and subscribe. Do that.